Thanks, Rod. For the next 25 minutes, we're going to have a discussion on powering breast cancer awareness and early detection through digital and AI. We have two distinguished panelists with us today, Ireal and Mikael.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here and thank you for having me today.
Hi, everyone. I'm saying hello from Singapore. Hello to everyone.
Let us now invite Ireal to share her work in breast cancer awareness and early detection in Thailand.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ireal. I'm the founder of Art for Cancer exhibit in 2011. Let me introduce a bit about myself. I'm a metastatic breast cancer patient, and I have been a leading patient advocate for 13 years. My journey has been filled with up and down, battling with different waves of treatment. But with the incredible support I received, I determined to spread hope and positivity to patients in need. To make a unique and engaging impact, I decided to combine my artistic skill with science. And when I say art, I don't just mean only painting or drawing. I'm talking about the art of living and empowering patients to design their lives in creative ways. I want to share some key insights I have gained from engaging with cancer patients in Thailand. My observation revealed a common theme of initial hopelessness and emotional strain upon receiving a cancer diagnosis. Many patients also express a sense of helplessness, often feeling overwhelmed and lacking guidance in navigating the challenges ahead. Furthermore, financial concern frequently emerge as significant hurdle, potentially limiting access to optimal treatment options. This slide shows the Art for Cancer address these key challenges to comprehensive support system built on 3 pillars. The first one is emotional support. We offer emotional support services to help patients navigate the emotional roller coaster of cancer diagnosis and treatment. The second one, we provide resources and assistance to help patients manage the financial burden of cancer treatment. The last important one is knowledge sharing. We empower patients with the knowledge and tools they need through educational programs and resources. The next slide. This slide presents our key strategy to leverage the power of digital solutions. We utilize a social platform to enhance knowledge sharing and promote early detection. We aim to make vital information accessible to patients and the public, empowering individuals to take charge of their health. Particularly, we emphasize the importance of early detection, even for metastatic breast cancer like me, as early intervention can improve prognosis and quality of life. Moreover, we strive to engage, empower, and collaborate with our stakeholders, physicians, patients group, and caregivers. That's all.
Thank you, Ireal, for sharing your inspiring journey and the tangible change your advocacy is driving. Your story is a testament to the power of survivor-led movement in raising awareness. Now, turning to prevention, Mikael brings a complementary perspective with his innovative work in breast screening. Mikael, can you introduce yourself and share with us how AI is transforming early detection and what this means for patients at the outset of their breast cancer journey?
Hi, everyone. My name is Mikael. I'm a general surgeon by training, and I'm also a scientist. The reason I'm here today is to share new innovations in the breast cancer screening space and highlight a little bit why it's important to embrace this change and why breast cancer screening is something that is inherently difficult to do, but at the same time can be very effective if it's done well. So I'm currently practicing here in Singapore at the National University, and I'm also a founder of a technology that I'm going to share with you. So the ask or the problem statement is the following. One is that breast cancer is a silent epidemic that is doubling by generations here in Asia. So very soon, breast cancer is going to become no longer a Caucasian disease, but an Asian disease. And it's by virtue of the fact that most women in the world are of Asian origin, and the fact that it's increasing very quickly. So that's one part of the problem statement. The other part of the problem statement is the fact that in order to diagnose it early, by early we mean before you can even feel it, allowing us to see what you cannot feel, you need to attend mammography screening. So mammography screening is then an exercise which is done worldwide. But in this slide that I'm sharing with you is that the attendance rate in the Asian countries, it's very low, while in most Caucasian countries, it's about 50%. So in order for breast cancer screening to be effective, attendance rate needs to be high. So we have an attendance problem. The second problem we have is that it's an enormous amount of images that need to be read by radiologists. So the second problem we have is that a pain point is the number of available radiologists throughout Asia that are dedicated to read mammography screening. So it's here highlighted as the number of radiologists per 100,000. The US has 10, UK has 8.5, and throughout many Asian countries, it's in the low single digits. So this requires a technological shift. Now, the shift looks as follows. So we all know that artificial intelligence has been becoming more important in our lives. So artificial intelligence is the use of compute, that's high process computers, to a language which is machine learning or convoluted neural networks, and then the use of large data sets. So you're seeing a mammogram in this part of the screen, which it actually shows 4 common abnormalities: architectural distortions, calcifications, and masses. But these are difficult to see. So what we've developed as one of a few technologies around the world, this one is called FX Mammo, I'm a founder of the company, is that it's able to process these images and do 2 things. One is to identify the area of interest by means of a heat map. 2 is to generate a score that helps the radiologist in deciding whether or not this mammogram is normal or it needs additional workup plus minus a biopsy. This technology has now been approved in 7 countries around the world, particularly here in Asia, and it's being rolled out for radiologists to use. Now, then the question is, how good is a technology like this? So the estimate that we use is something called an AUC, an area under the curve. So imagine now that a 1.0 is absolutely perfect and a 0.5 is basically flipping of the coin. It's just pure chance. Now the benchmark here is a radiologist, which is around 0.9, which is very good. So here we validated this technology in 8+ centers around the world, and we're able to demonstrate that the technology works a bit like a 4-wheel drive. Regardless of type of machine and radiologist and data set, it's able to perform as good as a radiologist, suggesting to us and giving us the reassurance that it can be rolled out. So we're then proposing what would be a very efficient way to use these new technologies. It would be to do the following. So in the current screening strategy, a woman does a mammogram that generates 4 images, 2 on each breast. They're subsequently read by 2 radiologists independent of each other. If they agree, never mind, but if they don't agree, a third radiologist comes in. We're proposing to replace, and we are currently testing to replace one of the radiologists with an AI. Now, it does a number of things. It increases the efficiency because AI is very fast. 2, it creates a robustness. The variability is a little bit less. And it's also able to reduce what we call false positives. Maybe, so a false positive is something where the radiologist says, I'm not sure, and then additional work is done. When the AI can reduce these cases by about half. So we can then make it cheaper, faster, and for a woman with a little bit less recalls. So that's the technology called FX Mammo that we are now rolling out throughout Asia, and we hope to be able to provide to women in Asia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mikael, for that enlightening introduction on how AI technology is paving the way for advancement in breast cancer screening. Now that we have set the stage with our introductions, let us proceed to the heart of our discussion. This is a question posed to both Ireal and Mikael. How can stakeholders effectively collaborate and communicate to utilize digital solutions for breast cancer awareness and early detection? Would you like to start first, Ireal?
Thank you. From my experience, I worked with lots of stakeholders as I believe that collaboration is the key to success in raising awareness and promoting early detection. Firstly, I think it all starts with a shared understanding of the issue, achieved through collecting insight from stakeholders, including patients, doctors, and advocacy groups by identifying existing gaps in knowledge, access, and communication. We can then leverage the power of digital tools to bridge that gap. Moreover, I think that sharing success story is crucial, allowing us to learn from each other and amplify the impact of our effort. And I want to give example of the TBCC breast care chatbot, a collaborative project with TSCO and TBCC. This chatbot available on LINE application used in Thai people a lot and to promote self-examination and provide accessible knowledge, addressing crucial gaps in health literacy and allow users to ask questions, potentially easing their way towards seeking professional consultation. And I think that is very good example that I try to promote early detection for Thai breast cancer.
Mikael?
Yes, hi, thank you. So how do we work with stakeholders? Well, breast cancer is inherently difficult to diagnose. Virtually all women that are going to get a diagnosis of breast cancer or be called normal need a mammogram. So a few things need to happen. One, we need to work with stakeholders at the attendance problem. So the fact that we have low attendance rates is a function of cultural barriers, socioeconomic factors. So that's individual by country, and it needs to be identified in each country to identify what is the problem that could probably solve this, number one. Number two is you need a solution that is fast, affordable, and reliable. Now, by having a solution like that can help radiologists, you can then give women the reassurance that it's okay to attend, because the timing from your mammogram until your result has to be as short as possible, and it has to be robust. So embracing these technologies will democratize breast cancer diagnosis across Asia. And depending on the finance structure of the country, that may be a bit different. So in some countries, it's tax-funded healthcare. In other countries, it's mainly private-funded. So the models where you implement solutions like this is going to be different. But it'll be cost savings regardless of how you do it, with maintained and improved quality.
Those are great answers. I think very insightful. For sure, stakeholder working together, that's very important. Getting the awareness, acceptance, which Michael mentioned, culture is great. And I think Michael also touched on a very important point. At the end of the day, someone has to pay for this. So we have to make it accessible for our patients. This actually brings me to the second question. And this will be for Ireal. Could you share any case studies, stories, or experience that demonstrate the impact of your work in Thailand?
So I want to talk about the recent project called Let Her Smile. This project is a collaboration between Novartis, Art for Cancer, TBCC, the breast cancer patient group in Thailand, and some incredible digital experts from Bangkok University. Together, we raising awareness and educating the public about metastatic breast cancer, often called MBC. The project used the amazing technology called immersive digital art, which basically let us to tell story in the really powerful way by experiencing with the digital art. In this campaign, we use it to show emotional journey of MBC patients. And we start by showing that fear, loss, and anxiety they often experience at the beginning. And then we show how they can find strength to fight and find hope. But it's just about the patient. We also want to highlight the importance of compassionate communication between patient and their doctors. This campaign uses AI to show how doctors can communicate with kindness and understanding, which is so crucial for the patients going through this tough journey. Ultimately, Let Her Smile is about offering message of hope, and we want to show people that even this diagnosis, there are treatment options available. And perhaps most importantly, we want to show that patients can still smile, live with a good life, and find a new normal despite the challenges.
This is very powerful, Ireal. Thank you so much for your work. I do realize that it's not just raising awareness, it's not just making it personal, it's also a lot of empathy involved to raise the relationship. And this is great. Mikael, could you share your experience on utilizing AI-based solution, which you mentioned earlier that you have it in many countries? How do you use it for risk screening on a population level?
Right. So I'll explain how breast cancer screening works on a population level, not just the mechanics, but you imagine 1,000 women go for a mammogram. Now, 900 of them are called normal. About 100, 10%, get a letter in the mail saying something is wrong, you need more screening. Then you do an ultrasound and a magnification view. Now 90 of them are called normal, leaving 10 for a biopsy. Out of the 10 who have a biopsy, you find on average 4 to 5 cancers. So what this means that 996 women have participated in mammographic screening to diagnose 4 cancers. You haven't saved any lives yet, and you scared the living daylights out of 100. So what we've seen when we start using AI is that the recalls that are called normal, they're known as false positives, they can be cut in half. So half of these women don't have to be recalled. Number one. Number two is that we find cancers that we identify as interval cancers. So these are women who were called normal, but develop a cancer prior to the next screening interval, which tends to be, depending on where you are in the world, within 2 years' time. So we are able to identify identify 30% of these women. They're important because these cancers are more aggressive. So those are basically the two take-homes. It's faster, less false positives, and you find interval cancers.
I personally think that this is going to be a huge game changer. Just quickly following up, next question will be for Ireal. How do you think patients, patient organization, doctors, and hospitals can maximize the impact of digital solutions for breast cancer screening, awareness, and detection?
From my experience, I think one key to success to achieve that goal is collaborating to understand gaps in various cultural contexts. For instance, in Thai culture, women tend to be shy and hesitant about undergoing a mammogram when detecting abnormal condition or lump on their breasts. They might feel uncomfortable seeing a doctor. As a patient advocate in my work, I actively communicate and promote the importance of early detection and diagnosis using social media awareness and webinar series of cancer talk to empower them to change their mindset and encourage overcoming fear related to checkup and treatment. And leveraging digital media, I aim to increase early detection and survival rate for Thai breast cancer patients.
Thanks, Ireal. Mikael, in your opinion, how can digital tools for breast cancer awareness and early detection be made more accessible and engaging for diverse population?
So this depends on the healthcare resources, and Asia is a very diverse country in terms of our ability to deliver healthcare. So in a low resource setting, you could potentially use buses where you go out into the community, let the women do their scans, use AI to read, upload the images with an AI image for radiologists to read elsewhere. In a high resource setting, you would then put the software solutions within the screening centers, and which would then be the same effect, quick turnaround time, etc. So, and the cost of this is negligible.
I think that's an awesome suggestion.
Yeah.
I think coupled with really understanding the population we're working with, understanding the culture, and innovative technology solutions, this can really make a huge impact and difference. You know, Mikael and Ireal, thank you for your insightful contributions today. Your expertise, personal experience definitely shed valuable light on the importance and impact of digital tools in the battle against breast cancer. To our audience, thank you for engaging with us in this crucial conversation. I will now hand the stage over to Professor Dilek, who will bring us through a case study on how wearables for healthcare are helping to generate important patient insights for heart health. Thank you, everyone.